protectors, Prophet Muhammad's grandfather and uncle, the two key figures who protected and raised the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, after his parents' death. His grandfather, al-Muttalib, and his uncle, Abu Talib. Assalamu alaikum, peace be with you, and welcome back to the Abrahamic Dialogue. I'm your host, Ibrahim. And today we are focusing on two figures who were essential to the early survival and development of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. We're talking about his noble grandfather, al-Muttalib, and his fiercely protective uncle, Abu Talib. The Prophet was orphaned at a very young age, losing his father before birth and his mother by age 6. His subsequent upbringing under these two great men was crucial, as they provided the political and physical shield necessary for his divine mission to begin. Before we explore the lives of these two guardians, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more content on the Prophet's life, and share this reflective lesson with others. Your support is invaluable. The significance of orphanhood. To understand the role of these guardians, we must first recall the context of Mecca in the 6th century. In that tribal society, your only security was your clan. Without a father, and then without a mother, a child's position was incredibly vulnerable. The Prophet's journey from a 6-year-old orphan to the leader of a nation required a level of protection that only the most powerful figures in Mecca could provide. This dual guardianship, first by the chief of Mecca, and then by a noble, dedicated uncle, was a clear sign of divine providence, ensuring the child's survival against the odds of tribal life. Al-Muttalib, the respected patriarch. The first guardian was the Prophet's grandfather, al-Muttalib ibn Hashim. This man was arguably the most respected and powerful figure in Mecca during his lifetime. He was the chief of the Quraysh and held the high honor of being the custodian of the Kaaba and the crucial well of Zamzam. Abd al-Muttalib was known for his wisdom, his generosity, and his unique moral character. He was part of a small group of Arab seekers known as the Hanifs, who rejected the widespread idol worship of Mecca and sought to follow the original monotheism of the Prophet Abraham. His spiritual inclination and noble leadership set the tone for the environment in which the young Muhammad would take his first steps. The discovery of Zamzam and the elephant event. Abd al-Muttalib's authority was cemented by two historical events that elevated him beyond a typical tribal chief. 1. The rediscovery of Zamzam. Through a vision or inspiration, Abd al-Muttalib was guided to the exact spot of the ancient dried-up well of Zamzam. Its rediscovery was a massive gift to the thirsty city of Mecca, solidifying his role as the spiritual and physical provider for the pilgrims and locals. 2. The year of the elephant, 570 CE. In the year the Prophet was born, a massive army led by the Christian ruler Abraha marched on Mecca to destroy the Kaaba. Abd al-Muttalib famously stood before Abraha, demanding only the return of his camels, stating that the house, the Kaaba, had its own protector. The miraculous destruction of Abraha's army is recorded in the Quran, Surah al-Fil, and established the Quraysh and Abd al-Muttalib as divinely favored custodians. Guardianship transition 1, from father to grandfather. Following the death of his mother, Amina, at al-Abwa, the 6-year-old Muhammad was taken back to Mecca and placed directly into the care of his grandfather. Abd al-Muttalib already had a deep affection for the boy, having lost his favorite son, Abdullah, before the child was born. It is reported that the grandfather showed the boy immense public affection, often having him sit with him in his special area near the Kaaba, a privilege not even granted to his own adult sons. For the next 2 years, the child lived under the direct care and protection of the most powerful man in Mecca, ensuring his safety and high stature. Abu Talib, the generous uncle. When the Prophet was 8 years old, his beloved grandfather, Abd al-Muttalib, passed away. Before his death, he entrusted his cherished grandson to his son, Abu Talib. Abu Talib was the Prophet's paternal uncle and the brother of the late Abdullah. He inherited the leadership of the Banu Hashim clan, but crucially, he was not a wealthy man. Despite his financial hardships, he was known for his nobility, integrity, and exceptional generosity, qualities that perfectly suited him to raise the Prophet. His dedication was total, even at great personal cost. Guardianship Transition 2. Life with Abu Talib. The Prophet spent the next 4 decades under the roof and protection of Abu Talib. He grew up closely with his uncle's children, particularly his cousin, Ali, who would later become one of the greatest companions of Islam. One famous incident during this period was the trade caravan to Syria. When Muhammad was around 12, Abu Talib took him on a long caravan journey. It was on this journey that they met the Christian monk Bahira, near Busra. Bahira reportedly recognized the signs of prophethood in the young boy, urging Abu Talib to protect him from the Jews and Romans. This incident solidified Abu Talib's vigilance over his nephew. For years, Abu Talib was a steadfast protector, ensuring the orphan child was treated with honor and dignity. Abu Talib and the Meccan persecution. Abu Talib's greatest role came after the Prophet received the first revelation at the age of 40. Once Muhammad began preaching monotheism, he directly challenged the polytheistic religion and the commercial economy of the Quraysh. The Meccan chiefs, desperate to silence the Prophet, repeatedly pressured Abu Talib to surrender his nephew. They offered him wealth and even another young man to replace Muhammad. Abu Talib consistently and defiantly refused. Even when the Quraysh enforced a brutal 3-year social and economic boycott against the entire Banu Hashim clan, Abu Talib led his clan into the rugged outskirts of Mecca, enduring starvation and deprivation for the sake of his nephew. He was the political and physical shield that allowed Islam to survive its earliest, most volatile phase. Conclusion: a shield for the message. The Prophet Muhammad was deprived of his parents, but was immediately placed under the protection of 2 men of immense character. al-Muttalib gave the Prophet his status and safe passage through infancy. Abu Talib provided the unwavering physical and political protection during the first decade of prophethood. This dual guardianship was a clear example of divine wisdom, ensuring the messenger had the necessary cover to deliver the message, despite the powerful forces aligned against him. The stories of al-Muttalib and Abu Talib are deeply moving, demonstrating selfless love and unwavering tribal loyalty. I'm curious, what did you find most significant about the protection provided by Abu Talib during the boycott? And how did his loyalty shape the survival of the early Muslim community? Share your thoughts and reflections in the comment section below. If you found this historical exploration insightful, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the Abrahamic Dialogue for more historical and spiritual content, and share this video with others. Thank you for joining me. Peace be upon you.